My amazement never ceases. Well, everyone, this is usually dead. Yeah, I did it again. Got into another bet with another online friend. Lost. This time he actually won. It wasn't, a mutual thing where we both had to enact a penalty. This time I actually legitimately lost. And it was for the mistake of being too cautious. You must not do that when it comes to speedrunning a video game. You must be quick and reckless, especially when it's a fairly easy game from your childhood. You do not need to go around gathering up health items. You're probably never going to get hit because you have the whole goddamn game on muscle memory. I neglected to realize this, so here I am. I have been asked to read the first 2 hours of Umineko, the free demo that's available, basically the first chapter of the story. And there are no words. I got nothing. No, I haven't read really any of this. I know I've heard quite a bit of this game's, I'm not going to use the word game, this story's reputation. And I've seen many screen captures. I know the characters. I know the type of writing that goes into this. And I pretty well detest it. Oh, I want to do something real quick. Software is recording this because I'm not going to do this twice. Alright, so here we are. Apparently I'm now going to be reading the first 2 hours of Sea Cats. And the audio they have going for the seagulls in the background does kind of sound like flying cats. Meow, meow, meow. So, also, before anybody comments on it, yes, I got the version of the game without the nice art update. So be it. I mean, I looked into the technicals of getting the art update on here. It's an enormous file to download, and you have to apply it to all the game all at once. And for reading 2 hours of this, it's just not worth the effort. So I'm just going to get this over with. So at this resolution, this font is really hard to read, but I think that says, "Welcome to Roken Ninjima. The game will begin. Games that have been interrupted will begin from here." Okay. So I'm not going to read all that. Alright, so I will start my 2 hours as of now. I don't really have any plan on how long I'm going to make these videos. I'm just going to kind of go with the flow. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, this game did not have good art assets to begin with. Like, RO7 did this, and I just don't know what makes this fucking shit popular. People on the internet have suspension of disbelief that is too easy to engage. You guys need to get a little bit more hardcore in your storytelling, I swear. We begin with a fat guy again. You know what? Yeah, this is how I feel right now. Again. That's it. I'm not going to make any attempt at making this entertaining. I'm just not. I've got nothing. There is nothing for me to say that I didn't say during that canon thing. You certainly enjoy your liquor, don't you? The elderly physician lets out a sigh as he removes the stethoscope. In the gloomy study where dust and a sickly sweet stench mingle, the two elderly men can be seen. In the corner of this vast room called a study, there is an expensive-looking bed. A man undergoing a medical examination and a physician conducting it, and there appears to be a servant watching over from this scene. Oh, desire, look at that. Well, it's not too awful bad, but it's more cartoony and less serious than apparently the tone of this is going for. Liquor is my friend. It's no less of a friend than you, and has been by my side even longer than you have. So said the man who bared his chest for... His chest is totally... absolutely exposed to the world right there. So said the man who had bared his chest for the stethoscope as he tidied its clothes with calm grace. Kinzo-san. The reason your body appears to be doing well is because of the medicine's effects. However, if you keep drinking such strong spirits, the medicine will become meaningless. Well, if you're consuming human souls, then yeah, that's going to do something to you. Trust my judgment. Refrain from drinking. I thank you, though only for the sentiment, my friend. Watashi no tomodachi, Genji. Another glass. Water it down slightly. That way Nanjo can save face. I don't know who any of these people are. Do I give a crap about this? I don't know what's going on. After eyeing both the master who... shit like this confuses me. What is it that inspires a storyteller to think, man, I've got this story in my head, I'd really love to write it down, but good God, it needs artwork. And it is possible to tell a tale just with words. Some of the best stories in the world are just novels. I don't know why this urge to have art and music come. I mean, certainly it can be done to good effect, but when your art looks like this, that's not good effect. Silio Butler. Silently, he gives a slight nod and obeys his master's orders faithfully. Like, this could be done with just words. These pictures, I mean, if you have good pictures, if you have good art assets, that's great, so much the better, but a lot of these visual novels just don't have that. It makes me wonder where the drive to make that comes from. The attending physician, Nanjo, once more lets out a deep sigh as he watches the butler busy himself alongside with the liquor cabinet. A smell fills the inside of the room. As opposed to filling the outside of the room, you could just say this fills the room. This is unnecessary verbiage. That sweet, poisonous aroma that melts the heart and inexorably the soul is the aroma of a venomous... I know what fucking booze is. Shut up. Nanjo-san, you are my close friend, and I've known you for quite a long time. I am deeply grateful that you have helped me to live a long life until today. I have done nothing. After all, you never listen to my advice as your physician. Ha 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 ha. Just like how you never listen when I warn you about a mistake in the chess move you're about to make. Ooh, exposition! They play chess together! Ooh, how meaty! It seems like we are even. Yeah, but people don't die when they play chess, unless it's extreme, hyper, full-on contact chess. Ugh. That's where if you lose, like, your opponent gets to jam their king and queen into your eye and out your brain and out through the back of your skull. Thank you. I wouldn't die if I ran out of your medicine, but I would die if I ran out of this. Disregarding Nanjo, who has his face set in resigned expression, Kinzo takes the glass Genji is presenting to him. There are probably very few people who associate the venomous coast. What is this, Romulan ale? What the fuck is he drinking? Oh, it's probably poison, isn't it? He's probably, like, actually going to commit suicide. How much time do I have left? Well, now. I wonder how short I must make it for you to refrain from drinking. Nanjo once again lets us aside. Boom, boom, boom. There isn't much. What precisely do you mean by that? Let us illustrate with the chess game here. You have very nearly achieved checkmate, but you have not yet cornered the king. I've never seen... Is this supposed to be a king? That's one fucked up looking chess piece. Before Nanjo's gaze, there is a massive chess... with a massive chess set. You know, if it's smaller than the one in Harry Potter, I think you got some climbing to do. Judging by the positioning of the pieces, the game seems to be entering the final stage. This is how a chess game looks with me after about 10 minutes. The black, the rook, and the bishop are cutting deeply into the enemy lines. Hold the line! Hold the line! The white king has already been castled and cornered with even an amateur bit-bit-da-bit-da. Most of them have made a few moves every time Nanjo came to give a medical examination with that in mind as... Oh, that's nice. No, this is, you know, I really don't give enough of a shit. I mean, it's somewhat of a nice touch to have the idea that these two would, like, play an intermingled game of chess that they leave alone for maybe months at a time while one isn't there. With that in mind, Nanjo was claiming that Kinzo would probably fall into his eternal sleep before this game could even be concluded. These words are less the words of a physician than they are the words of an old friend. Well, you are a noble patient, between jackets and monocles and top hats and cigars and brandy and high-class snobbery. I would recommend that you write a will at this point. I will you to shut up! And what is a will, Nanjo? Handwritten instructions to the vultures who devour and scatter my corpse? No, not at all. A will is something where you leave your intentions behind. It does not only exist to split up the inheritance. What would I write about apart from the division of the inheritance? Your regrets, your unfinished matters, what you want to be passed down, what you want to convey. Okay, the sole attractive thing about this story that I've heard mentioned on image boards and forums and such is that it's like this series of mind game mystery murder thing where like a series of like hot witch chicks totally troll and play mind games with this one dude. And I don't really feel hooked here. I'm like reading about old men who's like, I'm old, I'm gonna die soon. Probably gonna die soon. Humph. What I want them to inherit, what I want to convey, what drivel. Nobody does this. Maybe people in Japan do this because they have fewer like personal pronoun options than we do. So you hear them sometimes saying names that would sound weird in English. So I have not one thing that I want to tell or leave behind. I'm so upset. You can tell by 2 exclamation points. I was born with nothing, and I will die with nothing. I don't want to leave anything to my foolish children. Even if I were to die today, even if I were to die now, I fear nothing, so why should I accept this fate? I built everything. My fortune, my prestige, everything. Everything. Those were built together with me and will be gone with me. I will leave nothing behind. Nothing. I give not a damn about what happens after that. I want no tomb, no coffin. That's a contract between the witch and me. When I die, I will part with everything. It's a promise I made in the beginning, and that's why I cannot be left at that, and I'll leave a thing. After ranting up to that point, Kinzo suddenly lets his shoulders fall, his face feeble as though something had... You know what? I might find myself slightly hooked by this if it weren't for this story already out of the gate seems like it's really being presented in the wrong format. This writing by itself, with very minimal alterations, if any, would be perfectly credible on a page. It would be just fine in a paperback book. Why the fuck did this person feel like he needed to have shitty art assets? Really, you're not very good at drawing, dude. I will leave nothing, but there's one single thing I cannot leave. You see, no, this actually has got the promise of a decent story behind it, like a man coping with his mortality and spurning the people he leaves behind. I mean, of course, it has to be developed well from this point, but this is not necessarily a bad hook. You would do well to write it down. Of course, it would be good if you could finish it as you still live. However, if that fails to come about, the ones you leave behind will take over. If it were me, I'm certain that would leave something that those regrets can be settled. That would be a will. As Nanjo tries to gently pat Kinzo's shoulder, the suddenly enraged Kinzo bats away his hand. And look at this. Like, half of the time, the art assets have been friggin' nil. I have gotten, like, backdrops of the scenery and some shittily drawn portrait art. You see, this is one of the things that piss me off about visual novels. They have all these great assets of visuals and music that they can use, and half the time they don't fucking use them to any good effect. It's useless, useless, useless! It must be while I live, because if I die, my soul will be inherently devoured by the... Alright, whatever. I won't have peace in the world, or beyond death. I won't have peace in the world beyond death. That's why everything must be done while I'm alive. That's why I have no need for a will or any such thing. What? Isn't that kind of self-contradictory? If I had time to write such things. If I had time! I want to see it. I want to see it one more time. I want to see... Okay, now that's cool. That's a little bit of foreshadowing. That's not bad. That is not bad. This doesn't fucking need to be a visual novel. Somebody write me a goddamn paperback of this story. Or, oh, Beatrice, why have you rejected me? Why have you rejected me like this up until now? Right now I'll get back everything you gave me. I'll part with everything. So just once more, show me your smile. Beatrice, I beg of you, for the love of God, you must be listening. You're that kind of woman. I beg of you, show yourself to me. You're here, aren't you? You're listening, invisible, and even now you're mocking me from somewhere in this room, aren't you? Please appear before me one more time and smile at me. You can scold me if you wish. You can snatch away my life with your hands. I don't want to die. This is really rambling. I don't want to die alone like this. Until I see your smile once more with my own eyes, I absolutely cannot die. Ah, Beatrice, Beatrice, I offer you this life of mine. I offer it up to you. For the love of God, Beatrice! And then he died. No. I was afraid of this. This is the worst part. I fucking love Akiko Shikata's music. She is wonderful. I love her music so much. What convinced her to collaborate on this? God, her music is so good. Listen to her voice, doesn't it? God, I love her so much. Oh. This is just gonna make me cry. This is a problem that I call mixed asset syndrome, where you have like a work of media that's got some wonderful, wonderful stuff mixed into it, but it suffers some aspects that make it unconsumable, like a video game that's so bad to be unplayable, or a story that's so bad as to be unwatchable or unreadable. And yet it might have really great visuals, or a really great battle system, or really great music, and you feel more cheated than you would just to have to disregard a thing that's inherently bad all through, because it's like the bad assets of the product kept you from experiencing the good assets of the product. Oh, Shikata, you're breaking my heart. God, I love your music so fucking much, and yet you're doing this with it. Oh, God. I don't care. I'd still have your babies, woman. Oh, I love your music. Oh, God. Oh. It's going to make me go listen to Method Implanta from the Artolinko 2 concert album as soon as I'm done with this. October 4th, 1986. God. I'm sorry, I need a minute. Oh, Shikata. Why? Why? Oh, such wonderful music. Put on a crappy visual novel. God. Okay, I can do this. Wow. Things sure move with the times. It's freaky how we can get there in only 20 minutes. I'm the only one scratching my head, marveling at progress. Before, it was by boat. In the past, we'd been forced to sway and rock the whole half day to reach Niijima. Times sure have gotten hardier. However, I've never gotten on such a tiny plane. I could tell this was Shikata's work too, wasn't it? This has got her style just written all over it. This is gonna be harder than canon. Oh God! Oh come on! This is so unfair. Okay, come on. You can do this. I've already flown in a huge jumbo jet, but this is my first experience in such a small one. I wonder if it'll shake. They say that smaller boats shake more, so I guess it's probably the same for an airplane. Just spare me. Ah! Oh, sorry, I got appearance. Oh, it's all... Wait, what? That's really his name? I thought that was like a nickname that the community coined for him. Compared to a... What would that be, like in kind of... Batora? Compared to a boat, it'll shake much less. Oh! Whoa. That's like Phoenix Wright, who got, like, had his head forcibly dumped into red dye. A ginger Phoenix Wright, how about that? Oh! Jojaniki, is that you? Oh! Don't scare me like that if you just shaved 3 years off my life. Wait, what do you mean shake? Oh, that's disorienting. The way the text disappears and reappears. Oh, that's going to get hard to follow shit. I never really wondered or even dreamed about whether a plane will shake or whether it'll crash, you know. Go man. It's not like when you were small. It's been 6 years since then. You're not a kid anymore. Wow, look at those incisors. This guy could, like, bite the tail off a dog. So you can smoke and drink. No interest in smoking, but I'd like to try booze. If you got your dad's genes, you should be able to drink like a fish, huh? In my case, I mostly have to drink for my job rather than drinking. The hell does that mean? Oh, doing business in Japan without drinking is difficult work. Wait. That is an entirely too effeminate laugh. That's right. That's why I usually don't skip out on practicing for the future. That's not good, Batoro-kun. Sounds like a shipping port in Amsterdam, Batoro-kun. Aren't you still on my... Wait, is he? How old is this guy? This art is so crappy, I can't tell. Like, is he supposed to be, what, 17 or what? And the growth of minors... No, never mind. If this is a... Wait a second. So Battler's a teenager? Well, I could have swore this guy was in his 20s when I saw his stuff from before. That's enough. Actually, if I shortened a bit instead, I'd be easier to find clothes. If I puffed my chest out until I got my growth spurt, my height was just above average for my class. Wow, really? He's a freaking teenager? For serious? I could have swore this guy was an adult, you know, like all the screen grabs and such that I saw on like image boards and such. But faster than you could say it, I got even bigger, and now I'm over 5'11". Yeah, this must be Japanese. I'm 6'3", and I'm very nearly average height in the United States. So, I guess that's also thanks to the nonstop muscle training I did. The suspicious drugs for reinforcing muscle. Whoa! I shot 10 centimeters over Georgianiki, and I never dreamed that someday I'd be able to look down at people. Aha! I guess my relatives are all going to be Batoro-chan, you so big. It's so freaking embarrassing. I just want everybody to let go of it already. In any case, my name is Batora, which is pretty incredible name, yeah. Oh, okay, are they actually going to address the name? I hope they do. I've got big doubts about my parents' taste. No one can read it right the first time. Most people read it as Sento-kun. Yeah, that's more reasonable. Too bad, you lose. My name is... I can't read that. No, my last name is Ushiromiya. Ushiromiya, yeah. That part's all right. Problem is my first name. That's the kanji hito. I don't know what the on reading is, though. I have a dictionary with me, but I'm not going to dig it up. It's what it is. Batora. Ushiromiya Batora. Okay, incredible. Also incredible is the parents who stuck that name on me and the public official who accepted it. They're all on top of my must kill. Okay, now that's okay. They're Okay, they're putting it as a character quirk, and they're actually giving this guy like a reasonable explanation for, I think my name is shit, blah. Anyway, this is one of my cousins. His name is Blah, Urashima Giorgio. He's 5 years older than me, so he's probably turning 20. Wow. So he's a teenager. Battler's a teenager. Mind fucking blown. Since the Ushiromiya, I'm going to get my word around that. Ushiromiya. Okay. Cousins consist of 2 boys and 2 girls. There was always Anaki when we played together. And because of those memories, I can still call him that today. But seriously, Bataro-kun, you grew real big, didn't you? You know how they say, leave a boy for 3 days and expect an interested... Oh, really? That must be a Japanese proverb, because I don't know what the hell that means. Ooh, hot chick. It must be in his blood, I suppose. Rudolph. Wasn't that tall until around his high school years, no? Perhaps you've grown taller and the end of your growth spurt is late. Nah, nothing like that. For a man, the body goes with the guts. What does that mean? That's right. Bataro-kun got there, yeah. Man was complete the god, yeah. Man must never forget the constant discipline, yeah. They're talking about working out, I guess. And if you wait vigilantly for your chance, you'll make it blossom with a bang. Me, I never imagined that about the company president. Oh, God, expository dialogue. Ouch. You have to think of that. I started out penniless and ruined. This old guy with an apparent well-built body and a bit of fat is Georgie-kun's dad, Hideyoshi. Hideyoshi, you bastard! Was that Hideyoshi? I think so. Oji-san. He's my dad's older sister's husband. Wait, dad's older sister's husband. Okay, so he's your uncle. You can just say he's your uncle. In other words, we're not blood related. No, he wouldn't be. He's very sociable and nice to kids, and since he even gives me some allowance, he's the best uncle ever. Because that's all I care about is money. Then again, he is just 18, so I'll forgive that. Is that flashy and suspicious Kanzai dialect real? Because he actually is from Kanto. But anyhow, in the business world, impressions are super important, and with different people, he speaks differently, as if acting to impress them. And of course, in front of real Kanzai people, he gets all embarrassed and switches back to standard Japanese. I don't really get it, but I'm sure he is an interesting character. So this is your aunt, your mother, or your father or sister. There's only flaw that he's too quick to brag. Also, this symbol, the half eagle, I've seen that in like 3 or 4 places now on people's clothes and that tattoo. I'm sure Battler's getting tired of it, right? That's not true. He. But isn't it nice, though? I think that, as a man, having tales of valor to tell is awesome. Because someone like me doesn't have anything like that to tell. Oh, really? Someone like Bataro-kun, who looks like he could most likely make loads of girls cry. I think you have some, right? You're joking, right? There's no way weird stories like that have happened. Actually, I kind of want to be introduced to some instead. Oh, but you must have some stories. Giggle, you must tell your aunt later, because George has absolutely none of those kinds of stories. This is my aunt, Georgie Anaki's mother, Iva Obasan. She's my dad's older sister. Yeah, get it. Okay. She and Hideyoshi Oji-san are a funny couple, and they always used to tease me. Because it looks like they're still teasing you. Because of that, when I was small, they were kind of hard to deal with. No, I'm confirming that even now they are hard to deal with. Well, Georgia Anaki's family is interesting and fun, and they seem to get along just fine after all. Damn big difference from my family. Whoa, what the hell is this? Is that a masculine girl or a dude with tits? I can't tell. Have you seen Rudolph-san? Huh? I think I saw him go to the restroom just now. He's not back yet. Hey, I've just been manu. You shouldn't talk like that about your own father. Still, this isn't the first time he's taken forever in the bathroom. Yeah, the guy's always been that way. I wish he'd stop going into the can with a magazine. I don't want to read about this. Wonder magazine. Wow. God, you are a teenager, aren't you? You're such a douche nozzle. Listen to you. No, you don't need to worry about that at all. Since we've been together, I haven't let him do that sort of thing. Wow, really? This is really none of your business. Why are you intruding? I'll hear about that later. Sounds like Dad has his balls in an iron grip. You know what happens if... it's not easy to keep track of who's talking here. Is it just like the last person whose facial expression changed? Or... Hell no. You're the only one who can hold the reins on that old bastard. Kirei-san. Even as his son, I'll gladly give them over. Gladly. Leave it to me. Isn't this my specialty? This woman is my father's wife. Her name is... Kirie. I don't know how to pronounce that. Hearing a bit of our banter, you can understand she's not my real mother. What you'd call a stepmother. My real mom died 6 years ago. After her passing, my father remarried with Kire-san. It's understandable for someone my age, even though I can't call his second wife mom. And I guess she doesn't want to... Yeah, no. How old is this person? She doesn't look much older than you. We don't act like brats to each other. We wouldn't gain anything by fighting. So for the same reason, we just don't play at being family either. That's being the case, she's more like an older girl from the neighborhood to me, and by comparison, I guess we've gotten pretty close. Instead of feeling bad about it and by forcing ourselves, we gain a degree of comfort by treating each other in a simpler way, a simpler time, where you get to fuck your stepmom. Since Kire is also an unusually frank person, we make it work well somehow. And when I started bad-mouthing Dad, who'd already left the can, the man himself came back drying his hands with a handkerchief. Oh, who's this? Batra. What do you want, Dad? What the? Ah! Ow, 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 ow. Don't. He's not pinching he's poking your thigh with his dick. You're bad-mouthing your mother and me again, aren't you? Why are you so enthusiastic? Does this mean the old guy who died is like Battler's grandfather? I think that's what's going on. So enthusiastic about the respect you owe your Whoa, don't do that to the display. That's disorienting. Damn, that hurts, you old bastard. Can you stretch my ear all you want, but I think I'm going to flinch. It hurts. Come on now. Up, 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 out. Stop! Ah! It's like the whole bedroom is shaking. Stop it. Now try saying, Father, please excuse me for saying such disrespectful things. This expression on his face looks like he's either going to kill somebody or eat their intestines out or one after the other. That's a really discomforting expression. Are you kidding? You have to find someone in the house comes badly. Ah, let me go. This old bastard is my dad. I think I'm tall enough, but my dad's about the same height. Even Oba-san, seeing my height, seems to agree that I get it from my dad. This dude, you are arching your back entirely too much. Nobody wants to have you poke out your man tits that much, dude. And by the way, I didn't get just my height from him, my terrible name, too. My dad's name is... Can you read it? It's... Like this, you can read it as Rudolph. I'm sure he resents grandfather pretty strongly for giving him that name. But that's no reason to slap me with that bizarre naming tradition. After the old bastard finished having his fun pinching and pulling my ear... What's going on with these people? I know we're getting introductions right now, but that's all we're getting. Other than that, we're just getting like ridiculous banter between these people that we really don't care about. So this text is expository and it is unifunctional. It is doing one thing. And that's not really all that great. You know, good storytelling is multifunctional, where like almost every sentence, every scene, every word that's exchanged will accomplish multiple things in the form of narrative and exposition and action being taken. So far, this is pretty shallow, but I will say that as little as has happened here so far, 1,900 fucking million more things are happening than what happened in the entire two hours that I quote read unquote canon, which I didn't really read that much because there wasn't that much to read. Hey, Rudolph, isn't that child abuse? Ouch, that hurts, Aniki. This scene is a perfect example for how a mischievous younger brother always gets punished by his older sister no matter how hulking he is. Evan-san, please leave it to that. I'll pull the opposite ear the same way afterwards and stretch it out. Wow, that's disgusting sounding. I'm sorry, I should leave you a piece to pull on. That's actually fairly accurate. I mean, when two women in a family get the chance to gang up on a dude and give him shit, they'll do it. Also, girl, I don't think boobs work this way. Look at that tie. You'd usually like. I'm not one on women's fashion, I think, but I think you'd like put the tie clip up further because just like turning your tie into the shape of a back brace like this because of your enormous fucking breasts, that looks really weird. And this thing with the Chinese dress going on over here is not that much better. Be sure to get lots and lots of punishment afterwards from Kire-san, alright? I do not know how to pronounce that. You're one to talk, Aniki, after abusing our little brother. Hideyoshi-san, I'd like you to thank you very much for picking her up. If it wasn't for your leniency, she'd still be unsold in the store. As her young... Ouch. Dude, fucking burn. Unsold in the store? Wow. That hurts. Evie unleashes the reverse roundhouse kick, still looking as charming as ever, and stopping a centimeter away from Dad's nose. Yeah. You see, okay. I know I've said it before, but if one of the assets of a visual novel is supposed to be that we have portrait art and visual aids to the story, then why half-ass it? Why just have these two people standing each other stock still like this? If you're going to have to use words to visualize shit like this anyway, if you don't have the art assets necessary to actually show this person kicking the other person in the nose very nearly, then, I don't know, doesn't that kind of defeat the point? I mean, Wouldn't it be like a lot less work and more efficient and more effective to just have the goddamn story in text if you don't have the art assets that you need? This format confuses me. Why the fuck do Japanese people like this so much? She went through karate, taekwondo, capoeira. What's she learning now again? Anyway, they say a woman's weapons are her lower body, and that's literally... Whoa. I'll double your entendre. Holy crap. And that's literally true for Eva. Rudolph. Did you know that a direct blow on the side of the head would knock you out in one hit? Not so long ago, my partner messed up during an exhibition and started blowing bubbles, you see. Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I've been on it for nearly a half hour here. How do I save this? Save. Sabu. Does that count? Let's try. Can I? Yeah, the file's there to load. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, good start. All right, initial impressions. More functional than canon. Does have the promise of having more story than canon, even though that's not saying very much. Some of the same problems as canon, with the shitty art and not knowing how to use its own assets. And however, it will be infinitely more heartbreaking, because I'm going to have to deal with listening to some of the best fucking music I've ever heard in my life while reading this goddamn visual novel. Oh, God. The person who chose this as a punishment for me to read, you did worse than you know.